Welcome to the SpellCast.
Hey everyone, it's Adam with the SpellCast. It's hey everyone.
Hey!
Hello.
Wow.
We will have Gerald joining us shortly, but it's good to have everyone back. We have Charlotte, we have Sam, we have Mike, we have Pi, and we are going to pick up right where we left off. We're going to pick up exactly from the end of the last episode when they defeated Zamries and Talash after the fight exploded from the undercellar onto the streets, and they had their Sentai armor morphing thing happen to them. I think it happened to everyone here so far except for Sam so far. And also maybe Gerald. I don't know if he was there for that battle either. At any rate, you guys saved Baldur's Gate from becoming a den of snakes, literally. You thwarted the creation of more of this goop lotion potion thing that was being peddled around the city. You haven't, I think at this point, recovered, since we're picking up from the end of the fight, you haven't recovered all of the jars yet that have been sold. I know that it's raining at this point. I think we're still theatrically in the middle of the street post-fight. You guys have just leveled up to level 8, and we're going to pick it up from there, I think. How does that sound? Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so you guys are in the middle of the street. Raindrops start pitter-pattering on the ground, moistening the cobblestones as low thunder sort of rolls over, giving a very somber ambiance to a victorious occasion, I guess, to put it mildly. Azazel, the explosion has attracted your presence to the location.
Well, yeah, that and the big fucking hole in the ground.
Yeah, very noticeable, and the huge, large crowd that's just now circling a battle scene. Guards are slowly starting to pour in. There's people still fleeing from the sort of site where everything has happened. I believe, Ront, you and Julia's character, Julia's not with us today, you, Ront, and Julia's character are sort of working to, I think she's working to sort of like take care of you and like make sure you're okay, etc. What else?
I have a faint recollection of that.
Yeah, I believe, Halexan, you were walking like... I feel like, and correct me if I'm mischaracterizing this, I feel like you were in, for lack of a better description, sort of a state of shell shock, walking away.
Very much so, yeah. Walking back towards the helm and cloak. And the last thing that I remember was some guards coming up and being like, "What's going on?" And I just kind of like pointed back at the big hole in the ground and kept walking.
Yeah, that's correct. They quickly behind the guards, you spot one Reginald Radcliffe, who we know is not Reginald Radcliffe, at least a certain individual in the guise of Reginald Radcliffe, approaching with Lilith, or Wait, no. What was it? Bondella Powers. That was her. Wasn't that was? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Reginald Ratcliffe and Bondella Powers. Next to him, sort of right behind the guards. They spot you. They obviously stop following the guards. Bondella Powers addresses you and asks, one, if you're okay. Two, what's happened? And three, do you guys need assistance?
Big snake monster from the ground. Big explosion. Hit me with its tail. Dead now. Other one, can't remember, very, very ugly. Also dead. And I'll kind of like look right, look left, lean in, like hold up the sword. So it's just like the sword hilt and like, it changed me.
You see Bondella Powers sort of like quickly pull out some parchment and sort of write notes down, scribbling as soon as you say it changed me.
And like as I see her scribbling, like I'll like kind of like look over at what she's writing, like, oh well, actually it was more kind of like a suit of armor that just appeared right over me, and there was a visor, and my spikes were out. Actually, it was quite interesting, but it changed me. Has it ever done this to you? I'm gonna say, Reginald.
Yes,
Reginald. Yes,
that's my name.
Has it ever
Reginald.
done? Has yours ever done anything like that? I think he did the same thing to Ront.
There's such a commotion that he actually allows himself a tone of volume of voice a little above a whisper, and he says, "No, it hasn't. But this is actually really good. That means that the weapon and you, the artifact and you are bonding. This just means that it's a sign. It's a good sign, I think, and it bodes well for what we're trying to do."
About that,
Yeah.
what exactly are we trying to do?
Well,
Maybe that's a discussion for another time.
That's a discussion for another time. If pressed, he will sort of be like, "It's okay. I can see you're a little bit frazzled right now. Remember."
Like, Hal is not really going to press him so much as like he'll start going on about how like now there are giant snake monsters and Ganymedes in the glass.
Oh yeah, that's a big problem.
Yeah, right. And what's his name? Connell's father.
Oh yeah.
In the flying metal box, and as he's talking, he'll just start kind of like heading back towards the helm and cloak, like not really registering that he's no longer talking to them.
Right.
But like he'll still continue talking.
What was Connell's father's name? It was something Pending. Was it estate? Was it estate?
Was it something like Arizona Pending?
Arizona Pending, something like that.
It wasn't patent?
Patent. Patent Pending.
My God, that would be actually really funny. That would sound like fucking what Gerald fucking
Clarify when he gets on. We'll clarify when he gets on.
It's got to be that now.
I mean, it was very likely like Montana Pending or like Indiana Pending. Would he be that on the nose? Not quite.
Nah, not quite that quite on the nose. So they are going to head to the whole Halexan. They say, if everything's okay, you can feel free to go rest. Like obviously you've been through a lot. You might need a drink. The choice is yours.
Still teenagers. What's the drinking age in Baldur's Gate? We probably should revisit that since we're off hiatus now.
It's honestly probably, and I've given this a little bit of thought. It's honestly probably the same as like the old rule in like England, where if you can see over the bar, you can order a drink. Like in medieval England,
I had a feeling you were gonna go there, and that's fine.
Guys, I just asked Gerald. I'm sorry.
No.
What's the name of Connell's dad? And
Mm-hmm.
He legitimately just said, "Did we give him a name? Fuck."
Well, so
check the notes.
I mean, we did just now.
So like he appeared in a scene, right? Not like physically, but we heard his voice, or we think we heard his voice.
Yeah.
Conall had a whole discussion, or like an abbreviated one at least, with his dear old dad.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, with dear old daddy.
We didn't name him.
No, we didn't. At least I think we didn't.
It was
We're
just
horrible
dad.
people.
Dad.
No. You guys are fine. I'm a horrible DM for not remembering this or
Dude,
having a note on it.
Dude, this campaign is 4 years old, and we've barely done like an arc too.
I mean,
4 years old?
yeah, it's been.
You know how I know? Because I remember that a session happened
4 years
election
ago?
night 4 years ago.
Yes. Sam and I were actually discussing this.
I was
Right.
election night.
Yeah, I don't think you were there.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
this
yeah,
was
that's
before
right, yeah.
we had roped
Oh,
like
Uh,
a lot of people in.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
First episode ever was
That was like the first or second episode or something like that.
That was the first session. That was
That's
the very
out
first
of
session.
control.
I remember that distinctly.
Oh, that's right. You were playing apathy, weren't you?
Apathy. Yep.
Yes, she was.
Oh,
The Daria team.
I remember this. I remember hearing about this. That's right. You guys were in the ramen shop or whatever.
Yes.
Rufus Rough Puppies, Ramen
Yes.
Ranch.
Yes.
Now defunct.
No,
Yeah.
defunct. But see, so it's like I can't, because the first arc of the Retroverse campaign I'm running now, it leads, and I was like, I wonder where I should take them, and I was looking in the supplement. And I was like, what sort of adventures do they have there? And they literally send them to a faux Chuck E. Cheese. And I'm like,
No.
well, it's a trend. So I did it again.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. Anyway, so I'm sorry, Mike. What was Halexan going to do?
Wander off.
Wander
With
off.
the
Rambling to
Yeah.
himself and wandering off back to the Hellman Club.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent. Azazel, what are you up to?
Well, I wasn't there for when they fought the serpent. Obviously, I was doing something fuck all.
Probably more tourism. Seeing more Baldur's Gate.
Obviously, I was enjoying the good the feasts, the food, the people fucking beating the shit out of the people.
A good few bar fights.
You wake up in a bar and like everything is trashed in a circle around you, except for like the exact space around you, which is absolutely pristine.
But walking upon the scene, however, it was just like, well, I guess I gotta get into job mode now. In the respects of there is a huge fucking hole in the ground. My teammates are here, technically. I mean, I guess I'm associating with them at the moment. One looks horribly distressed with Reginald.
Ront is on the ground.
Unconscious.
There's something going on. Yes, Ron is unconscious. I almost didn't notice him because he is so small.
Yep, that's yep.
Yep.
You cannot legally drink in Baldur's Gate.
No.
Yeah, he can't legally drink.
Which is why it's concerning that the age up has increased his height to the point where he could legally drink in Baldur's Gate. You see, there's a dilemma here.
That is true. Oh my god.
So obviously my first action would be to sweep around the area to get a good idea of what's going on. Obviously check for injured, see how many are dead, and just get an idea, get a report also from Mike. But he seems a little hysterical at the moment, so maybe just questioning somebody else at this moment, which probably would be not the unconscious person.
The conscious person attending the unconscious person would be a valid bet if they were present.
If they were present. I think I did that the last time.
You could also make a strength-based medicine check to wake him up.
A what?
That is true. Yeah. No,
I'm not awake to consent to this.
That's a great idea. No, this needs to be done.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Give me a medicine check.
Can I
but
roll to contest?
No, you're incapacitated. Give me a medicine check with using your strength modifier. We're going to. I'm going to let you describe how you can implement that, but I will allow it.
What is my medicine check? I'm sorry.
So in this case, we're going to. It's basically a strength roll. I'm just allowing you to use your strength for this medicine check. We're just clarifying it as a medicine check because
if you happen to have proficiency in medicine, then by all means, add it in.
No, I don't think I do. So I don't have proficiency in medicine.
That's fine. Just give
Yeah,
me.
so
give me
just
a
roll to
strength
hit me and call it medicine. That's what we're doing.
Is it 20?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's 18 plus 4.
That's an excellent medicine check, I think. So with a
Hey,
22,
does that beat the DC to kill Ront? Because I think it might.
so you roll your medicine check. You get a 22. Ront, you feel yourself being violently shook, shaken awake. You are no longer dying.
People familiar with this would probably be in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Mhm.
What are the in-game rules for shaken baby syndrome?
Oh my fucking god!
Oh,
I mean, that's valid. I think
That
that's
is
valid.
So because it is not an attack, it's not an athletics check, it's a medicine check. I feel, and she rolled high enough. I feel like she can do it vigorously and safely enough, like balance the two.
Okay. What you are saying is taken in good faith, and you are the DM, so I do have to take it in good faith. However, what the fuck is malpractice then?
I mean,
Practicing medicine when you're not a doctor.
there you go.
That would imply that malpractice cannot be performed by actual doctors when it is done.
No, I'm talking about in this case.
So, anywho, Ront, you're awake. Your eyes flutter open, and Azazel is sort of kneeling in front of you. Her firm, strong hands gripping around your shoulders.
Do I look like that squeezy toy right now?
A little bit. Yes.
What?
Boy.
But Mom, I don't want to go to school today. I want to stay home and bake cookies with you.
Right now, it's not a time to be fourth dimensional breaking.
It's canonical.
For just a moment, as he comes to, he sees the hazy figure above him, and it's Sam.
Yes.
And then he comes back to real reality, and it's Azazel, and she's shaking him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, lol, I get it. Sorry, it took me a minute.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
Wow.
Boy, are you okay?
No.
Obviously not. I mean, you look pretty dead. Is that the right word? No, you're alive. Obviously, you're breathing. Fairly.
Whole.
Did you last long? Is that a question?
What? No, I actually think that's very funny. No. That's it. How many rounds? How many rounds did you last? I gotta know. Statistics, man.
Are you good? How long you last?
Hey, did Ront actually go down in that combat? Did he go down except we finally remembered he was a half-orc? Was that the thing?
I think that's kind
Yeah.
of what happened, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the explosion that blew him up here would
Yes.
have killed him.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes.
And then I think everyone in the room was like, "You're a half-orc!"
Yes.
So that was the explosion. So that was the halfway mark. So that was what, 2 rounds?
Yeah. It wasn't the wall of flame itself. It was the fact that I thunderstoned someone through the wall of flame into the vat, nearly annihilating us all.
Which then
Yes.
exploded. Yes.
Oh, are you gonna answer my question?
Ront holds his limp hand up and says this many, and does he's not It's not. It's his limp hand. He's not really like flexing or doing anything with his fingers. It's just his hand. This many.
At that point, I drop you. And I'm just like, well, that was useful. It was a useful conversation. And I just start to slowly walk away to the now frantic-looking Mike, talking about armor.
Yeah, Ront's unconscious again.
Okay, fair. Whatever.
So as you approach Hal is like, and then he went through the wall of fire and into the vat, and everything exploded in my face. I think Ron died. And then he came back.
So I just have to intercede and say that I'm really enjoying having been gone for like a year and a half. This is what my first kind of experience back with everybody.
You're literally walking back into the room as Donald Glover holding a pizza box,
yes!
and everything is on fire.
That is exactly the perspective that I am experiencing in this session.
There's one guy trying to beat the flames away with a sweater, which is also on fire.
Yes.
Charlotte's, real quick to you, just and then we'll come back to Sam and Alexa. You find yourself, you have been directed by Jeff to the exit of the mountain, back to the exit. Now it's a little bit of a walk back to the city of Baldur's Gate.
I don't remember who Jeff is.
Jeff is the big, tall marble golem.
Thank you.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes, Jeff. You have been directed by Jeff back to the sort of entrance, the way back out to Baldur's Gate.
And I say, okay, but you're gonna make sure that my girl is safe, right?
She will be taken rather good care of. I promise you. I am programmed to make sure that all maintenance, any possible repowering, fueling, arming is taken care of.
Okay, and I just sort of like
my maker ensured that was part of my programming. However, due to the absence of the Mythalar, that could prove rather strenuous.
Well, I can't deny that I have my suspicions about something that's like technically not authentic, but I will decide to trust you this moment.
Thank you. Your trust has been logged.
I sort of flip my hair back and proceed.
Excellent. So it's going to take you an hour-ish to traverse and get back there, but that'll be... And I'm just extrapolating that.
Yeah.
So.
During this hour, I am prepping myself, being like, because I haven't seen the fellow party members in a while, and so I'm like, oh, I wonder what they look like. Have they also been through what I have gone through? What has changed? What hasn't? Baldur's Gate. I'm just sort of letting all the thoughts come in, and
I think that's excellent. I just love Mike's pose as he's trying to figure out what the fuck.
Yeah.
And I think that's excellent.
Her girl has armaments. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Yes, that was very key description. Halexan and Azazel, back to you. You were yes.
And then the tail was squeezing. Oh, hi, Azazel.
I was doing the exact same thing I was doing now, which was picking my teeth.
Perfect.
Shit.
Yes.
Listening to
exactly.
him that is a lot to take in. Are you sure he remembers everything? It seems like he legitimately pretty weak.
It was pretty rough. The monsters were very, very, very big, and I think the stress of the situation must have done something to our weapons, because
you think stress,
danger or necessity would be my guess.
There was a cat.
There was a cat. Was there a cat?
Or a bird?
Yes, it was. Remember the cat, Felix Noir. No, not Felix Noir. Idris. Basically, Idris Elba. Yeah.
Idris McCavity.
Idris McCavity, yes.
Oh my God. Michael told me about this.
Yes. Tyler's
I've heard the tale.
So good.
Ront
was
will,
a cat.
Ront will actually in character like jump to a start and have said that there was a cat out loud.
Yes, there was a cat. There was a bird. Fucking
All right, Macaw.
Macaw. Yes.
Captain
Oh
Macaw.
my god.
Captain Buck Caw.
Yeah.
Only Tyler.
Shout out to Braden and Tyler for those excellent characters, and also to Julia for what was her character's name? Saffron, and also to
Amaranth.
Julia for Saffron Amaranth. That was excellent. Those are excellent characters. Thank you for joining us for those sessions. So yes, that the remembrance of a cat jumps you to a start, and you now feel awake.
Is cat reductive? Like they're tabaxi, right?
Tabaxi, yes, they are tabaxi.
Is it common for them to be like insulted if they're referred to as just cats? Is that a thing?
I don't know, and I don't want to make an assumption on like that. Maybe.
What are we really doing here?
What?
Well,
First off, Ront, are you okay?
obviously he's not. He's just screamed about a cat.
Well, okay. So point of order.
Point of order is
No, this is Pierre, not
down.
Point of order.
It could have been either.
So we beat the thing. We leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
What is our HP actually at right now? Are we healed? Are we not?
Mine was listed as 57 out of 58, so I don't know what the fuck went on there. Somehow I got healed.
Going to say because this is a downtime session. I don't think there's going to be a lot of strenuous tasks asked of you. I'm not going to ask you to modify your sheets if they're already at full health, because it just takes time and there's some housekeeping I don't want to deal with. So for this purpose, we're going to kind of say that you guys have had, we're just going to treat it as if you've had a long rest in the future, but don't think that I'm going to ask you to be meticulous about what you spent in the fight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
This is more just a role-playing question. Did the magic of leveling up heal me? Or
No.
like something? So I'm at 1 health.
Pretty much, yeah, essentially.
So I'm at 1 health.
Yeah, there you go.
Ron is
You
not
look
doing
terrible.
well. Yeah, Ron is doing awful.
Yeah, that's why I said
Like
the point of order.
Pierre is concerned that there are parts of Ront that are not contained by Ront.
I think that might be a bone sticking out.
Ront is going to get up, dust whatever he can off, which is nothing. He's dusty. He's dusty after having been exploded from the sewer to the street level. He's going to get up and limp back to the helm and cloak, where he believes Isael might be.
Yes, Isael was delivered by Harry to the helm and cloak.
So, Azazel,
Yeah.
you like I'll kind of motion like, shall we help him? I start going over
yes.
to
I'll lift him. I'll wedding style, just swoop him from behind and just cradle him like a child to the helmet.
Fair enough. So as you guys are, just to make you guys aware, as you guys are aiding Ront getting back to the helm and cloak, Reginald Radcliffe sort of flashes his badge that says that he's what's the damn thing? Not Order of the Gauntlet, not the Harpers, the King's,
the Lord's Alliance.
The Lord's Alliance. Yes, that's exactly what he does. He flashes his Lord's Alliance badge, and basically the guards are like, "Oh, I guess this is your jurisdiction now. Pull his rank, etc." So he and I'm just going to start using real names. Roland and Lilith then go into the hall to do some investigation, etc., while the guards just sort of, set up a perimeter. And that's the last thing you all see before you head back to the helm and cloak. You arrive back at the Helm and Cloak. It's sort of a little people are outside trying to figure out what's going on. Sylvanas is actually actively talking to Rita Gale outside, and they're trying to coordinate whether or not they should go investigate. They see you three appear, and you can see in their gazes and in their immediate discontinuance of their discussion that they recognize that you had something to do with this, and not in a judgmental way, but in a more with realization and concern. So they run up to you three. Rita offers to help carry Ront or assist in the carrying of Ront, although she fully recognizes that Azazel can do this by herself.
Does anyone have a lay on hands?
I believe we have some clerics and what's Sylvanas? I believe we have some clerics and paladins that are fully trained that might can help you with that. Maybe. So, did he have an English dialect? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. That's right. I remember now. Yeah, Roland and Sylvanas had similar voices. I think they were almost exactly the same. So there we go.
Wait a minute.
No,
Pierre? Did it happen? Have we ever seen them in the same room? God damn it.
No, I promise you nothing that strange is happening with those two.
Sure. Okay. Those two.
Yes.
We can cross that pairing off the list. Now we just have the rest of the Matrix to resolve.
Yes, exactly. So you guys get inside. Ront, you feel yourself being laid down in a booth for now. They'll probably move you to your room later. And some clerics and people with healing magic are attending to you, and through a combination of group effort, you are back up to full health. Congratulations.
Oh, good.
There
Yay.
you go. That will take a little bit of time. In the meanwhile, Azazel, Halexan, what are you two doing?
I'll probably just be like kind of talking to Azazel about how, in a hushed tone, maybe at like a booth nearby, the whole thing about like Ront and I suddenly developing this armor, and the how Roland had mentioned that it somehow had something to do with bonding with the weapons, and just kind of trying my best to explain the feeling of that moment of kind of the realization of that bond, I guess.
Okay. And I'm buying him drinks.
Oh,
excellent.
Okay.
Very good.
Excellent. Shall I make con checks?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. If you guys want to, give me the results here in a second. Sav'ah Rah, you have made your way to the gates of Baldur's Gate. You've made the gate of Baldur's Gate.
Imagine if Baldur's Gate didn't have a gate.
Gate. It would just be Baldur's. It would sound like
Sometimes
a franchise at that point.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody has no gate.
Dun, 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 dun. You arrive at the gates. The gates are open. The town guard they're kind of huddling underneath the threshold of the gate, under the canopy of the gatehouse, the shadow of that, to stay out of the rain. And they seem a little bit soaked, because they weren't prepared for it. It sort of like started all of a sudden. They look at you.
I look back at them. And I say, and I announce, I'm looking for my crew.
The guard shaking a few droplets of water off of his half cuirass, like half breastplate, looks at you and says, "All right, well, who's your crew?"
They are a weary band of travelers and heroes of many different shapes and sizes, and I seek them.
We got about 13 guilds like that. You mind being a bit more specific?
I may begin my search at the Knights of the Helm and Cloak, good sir. And then I attempt to, like, in a very awkward way, look at him like I'm, like,
I'm in command here. Yeah.
It's
Give me a persuasion
it's
check.
like in Thor when he's in the diner and he wants more coffee and he slams the mug down and it breaks. And
Yes.
it's the same vibe.
Yes, give me a performance check.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll call it a performance check, not a persuasion check. We'll do that.
An 8.
You accidentally, as you're sort of flipping around, your hair whips around and flicks some droplets of water right in his eyes. And he's like, oh, fuck, oh, Gerald.
I know, the truth can hurt sometimes.
Get inside the city. Just get in. We're about to close the gates. Apparently there's been some rockets in the middle.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just come on in.
I waltz on in.
All right, you do, and you hear the gates you hear him yell up to the gatehouse to start shutting the gates, and you hear the creaking of the very large oaken doors and the rattling of chains as they sort of unwrap themselves around the ratcheting mechanism. You also hear the descension of the portcullis and the soft squish as the spikes sink into the mud. And there you are. You're in Baldur's Gate, and you are now heading to the Knights of the Helm and Cloak. It does take just a few minutes to get there. Along the way, you do hear people saying things, murmurs about some sort of like explosion around near the upper city. And also the people who are unaware of that, who aren't as frazzled, who are looking at the people who are frazzled, trying to figure out why they are. Those people who seem to be uninformed are talking about the weather and how they didn't think it was supposed to rain today, and how their plans are ruined, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. It does take you a few minutes. However, you do arrive safely, if not a little damp.
Oh no, I hate that. I don't like that. Okay, my first thing I want to do when I get inside is try and find a fireplace.
All right, well, you get inside the Helm and Cloak, and the first people you see sitting at a table are Halexan, Azazel. You see Sylvanas and Rita sort of going about trying to coordinate administration of healthiness to Ront, and there you are.
Okay, so how long does the walk to the actual guild take from the gates?
Say maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, so I assume that I'm getting a bit damp during this walk. So, even though like I waltzed in all like proud and haughty and ready to go because of the rain, and I hate the rain, it is significantly diminishing as I continue to walk my wherewithal, my morale, as it were. And so by the time I reach the doors, I'm just sort of like, it's a struggle at this point. I'm just sort of like huffing and annoyed, and I just sort of like pull open the door and I just sort of stumble in.
Do we notice this?
I believe the stumbling would make your characters
I stumble
aware.
and I'm very loudly cursing the rain.
Okay, so I'll look up, and by this time I'm 2 drinks in, and by the second drink I only rolled a 10 on my con save, so I'm probably pretty inebriated at this point. So I'll kind of look up and just like beam as I see who it is, and stumble out of the booth, probably fall on my ass, probably like get my ass stuck in the floor. Have to work my way out.
I am just sort of I see you arrive and my eyes just kind of widen, and I just like I'm torn because it's like, oh my god, look who it is, but I'm also really wet, and oh my god, but look at these, look!
And I'm like, Sav'ah Rah! And almost stumble over, and then catch myself and run over and give her a hug.
Oh no.
No.
I'm 3 drinks in, and I'm fucking with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
baby.
I rolled a 10 on my second and 11 on my third.
I actually rolled the same, a 10 on my second and 11 on the third.
Very nice.
Yeah, me and Mike are rolling winners today. So when I see her rolling, I'm just like, oh, she's back.
Nice.
It's so wonderful to see you.
Yeah, but see him like stumbling over, and I'm just like, well, that's taken care of. I'm gonna take another one. Oh,
Hi.
yeah, it's 19. It didn't affect me as much.
I'm wet.
That's okay. You're inside now, and isn't it? It's so great to see you.
I'm wet. How? And I just sort of like try to the best of my ability to like grab his shoulders and sort of like to like how? I'm wet.
I can see that. That's great.
I don't want to be wet.
Oh, it's bad.
I don't want to be wet.
Then quick, buy the thing with the fire. Yeah.
The fire.
Yeah, that's right.
I need the fire. Hal, the fire.
Yeah, right. We're going. I'll take her over to the fire.
Mm-hmm. As you stare into the fire and are warming up, I think you and you can feel free to tell me to stop telling you what things remind you of things.
I thought, some I'm Never Gonna Dance Again starts coming out.
Oh my God. You. Oh my God. You look. We'll cross those bridges when we get there. You are reminded of the very not good things that are happening back at the Enclave.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put that little seed into your head, and you can feel free to tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, no, that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah,
Good.
Yeah, I guess so. Then, like, I guess Hal brings me to the fire, and like I'm there, and I'm just sort of sitting, and as I can't think properly until I start to dry off or warm up because wet, and as that's happening, that thought occurs.
And the whole time I'm just like drunkenly, recounting how like, recounting like what's happened to us, but not in a very coherent way.
Mm-hmm.
How I can't. Are you okay?
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I'm okay.
That seems to be a trend today because Ront isn't okay either.
Where's Ront?
And I'll point over to where he's recuperating.
I just sort of look over and stare at Ront to see how he's doing.
Ront, how are you doing?
Wait,
yeah.
Did he just die?
No, dearie. A little cleric pops up. No, dearie. He's just spitting out the cough syrup we fixed. It's fine. He's all good.
Oh, good. Carry on.
She holds Ront's head and just whispers to you a little menacingly. All right, open up your mouth, you little shit. Pouring the fucking cough syrup down your throat.
Where's Conall?
I'm not sure actually.
I remember Conall. I believe Conall was trying to investigate and handle the loose jars around the city.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's right. If not, that's the most plausible thing.
Hal doesn't remember, so he's just making something up.
That's fine.
Okay. Wait.
But where were you? You didn't. You went back home. That's right.
I went home, and my home is in trouble.
In trouble? How?
Yes, there's a volcano that our enclave is built around, and I slowly start to recount. I went home. I'm not going into details yet, but I go home. I announce my return, and I learn that while I've been gone, the volcano has gone into like hyperactivity, more or less. Right, Adam? Is that
So if she's going into that, I'll go ahead and recap. Sav'ah Rah informs you that she arrived home a day ago. She tells you that's when she gets home, I think, because that sort of fits the timeline.
Okay.
Which is the point, because
So-
she left a week or so ago.
And it probably won't be until she stops talking that Hal will realize that.
Mm-hmm. Sav'ah Rah, just to recap, you went home, you announced your presence. The volcano was smoking. It has been smoking for I believe we said a few months now or something like that ish. Oh no, it's been smoking since your sister left.
yeah.
Right, yeah, or even before that, I would say. On that, like, ran away. And she informs you of that. I'm going to ask you to go into a little bit more detail here, Charlotte, if you can, just because character to character, and also player to player, I'm not sure if Michael, Sam, and Pierre know everything of what we've done in that session.
No. I basically want to tell them why. I'm not ready to tell them about the crazy shit.
That's all cool.
It's more just like I basically want to get across that my hometown's in trouble. I've learned some really deep, and I learned some really important information that changes everything. And I was told to come and seek you all out again, to solve this problem. And my base right now is back at the mountain.
Okay. How are we? Do they want us to solve the problem? Are we evacuating the conclave, or?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable talking about this in a public space.
Okay. All right. I'll kind of look at Azazel. I'll look at Ront. Kind of like.
I'm drinking. One second. Oh, a 3. Oh, shit. Oh, drunk.
I'm
Wait,
also not sure that it would be right to talk about while everyone's partying.
Who's partying?
I assure you, this is not partying. This is handling grief.
Grief?
Maybe grief isn't the right word, but
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
yes. Trauma-induced stress. Giant monsters.
What kind of monsters? What were they?
Snake monsters.
Oh.
Maybe we have a lot to talk about here too. I'll kind of point to Azazel with intention and be like, bring the bottle. And then
Points
kind of
to me.
yeah.
and
then I'll kind of get up.
myself with stern intention. Bottle.
Excellent.
Bottle.
And Hal will get up and start going to the stairs, and then without missing a beat, just kind of make a U-turn, go and get Ront.
Well, you feel yourself being lifted up out of the booth.
Ront will get up. Ront will stumble to his feet after the episode with the syrup.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, after the episode with the syrup. He'll acquiesce to whatever this is, but he does want to know where the girl is.
Azazel. You don't know. No one's really told you where Azazel is. Who are you asking?
She was supposed to come back here, conveyed by mechanical
Harry?
servant.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Ask Sylvanus.
okay. Yes. He says, yes. Harry the spider did arrive. He dropped off your companion, and we have set her up in Ront's room, and we will let her rest there. She does seem like she needs rest. It is
She's in my room.
yes. Why yes.
I will process that later.
And so we'll process that later. So where do you all head to?
I would probably just instinctively go to Hal's room, but if you want to go to somebody else's room.
By this point, have we made Hal's room into an impromptu mating room? Is it fitted out for that?
It's probably the cleanest one.
That's true.
So, and also he doesn't have a lot of furniture, but there's probably places to sit.
You have magic bedding.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I remember that. The bedding and mending.
Right, to your room.
Yeah. So I'll
Wait, he has bedding of mending.
Yeah.
He's spiky.
Not breaking all of that.
That's right. Oh my God! Yeah, so, that's totally fine. If you want to smash up the mattress and
It's only
I want to test
the bedding.
dexterity.
Did I make a mattress or I thought it was just the sheets.
that's fine. It's done. I love this.
I'm DM fiating that. That's great.